The first thing we do, let's kill all the lawyers. That's what Shakespeare said nearly 500 years ago. Now, if Shakespeare wanted all the lawyers dead, then surely he must have hated them, right? It's an open and shut case, in the court of public opinion anyway. But in a court of law, we'd require slightly more evidence. So, let's dig a little deeper. First things first, Shakespeare didn't actually say it. He wrote it, and then got one of his characters, the very literally named Dick the Butcher, to say it. The line comes from a scene in Henry VI in which Jack Cade, a revolutionary rebelling against the crown, is promising a host of utopian dreams to his followers. He would make small beer illegal so that everyone could drink the strong stuff instead. He would get rid of all the money everywhere, and finally he would make people wear identical clothes. As Jack shouts out these promises to his followers, Dick is undermining him in various asides, eventually calling to kill all the lawyers. A perfectly reasonable thing to say if you're drunk, penniless and sartorially challenged, or at least want to be. So is Dick's line a real indication of Shakespeare's beliefs, a throwaway joke, or maybe something more? It's easy to take it as a joke, a crowd pleaser designed to get an easy laugh. It takes Jack's calls to a logical extreme, all the while playing to the audience's prejudices and inviting them into the play. But it isn't just a throwaway joke. After all, one of Shakespeare's greatest skills was packing different layers of meaning into the same line of dialogue. On another level, Shakespeare is undermining the cause of the revolutionaries, satirizing their populist calls for simple answers to complex problems. Very clever. We could argue that Shakespeare actually recognizes lawyers as protectors. They are the vessels of law who prevent demagogues from using the uninformed, who just don't know any better, to hijack society. Of course, others argue that the quote should be taken on face value, that a cigar is just a cigar, a lawyer is just a lawyer, and that they should all be summarily extinct. Actually, there are good reasons for this line of thinking too. It's a little-known fact that Shakespeare's father, a successful businessman and public servant, had his career cut short by a series of court cases, which his son would certainly remember well. Now, lawyers tend to appear in one's life at times of hardship, promising to perhaps, maybe, possibly save you. If you're lucky, you walk away bankrupt but free. Unlucky, and you end up in Jack Cade's utopia, penniless, dressed in a uniform, hopefully drunk, and definitely not free. Arguably, writers are just predisposed to hate lawyers by their very nature. Lawyers try to control and contain reality with their rules and regulations, while writers do the very opposite. They try to escape reality. They invent worlds, play with words, test arguments through dramatic action, and try to plumb the depths of the human soul. Ooh. The only thing a lawyer plumbs the depths of is your wallet, and they're exceedingly good at it too. However, some say that Shakespeare actually worked as a lawyer before becoming a playwright. After all, it's the profession he refers to the most in his plays, and he invariably gets the details correct. Ultimately, it seems as if Shakespeare didn't really hate lawyers at all. He might not have respected them, but he certainly realized that they are a necessary evil for any functioning society. The tragedy is that people only encounter lawyers when they're in trouble, and it's easy to subconsciously associate lawyers with that trouble. They think, kill the lawyer, kill the problem. But, as with many things, a simple answer to a complex problem is rarely the right one. It's a bit like trying to give a unicorn the power of flight by giving it wings. It doesn't fly, and inevitably lands badly. Well, my friends, I hope you've been enlightened on Shakespeare's opinions, and if you were, you can enlighten yourselves even further by subscribing and sharing this video. So, thank you wholeheartedly for watching it, and see you next time for the next exciting episode of SideQuest. Close the curtain! Huzzah!